you know, according to Robert Kiner in his article Plastic Pollution, released in 2010 by CQ Researcher, the world uses more than 100 million tons of plastic annually, but recycles less than 5% of it. The pollution of plastic is affecting the world, choking the global environment. We need to recycle and dispose of our plastics properly to preserve the animals of the ocean and the sources of food also on land. I am knowledgeable of this because of my research from CQ Researcher, and I personally recycle and do my part to help the environment as best I can. First, I will tell you about the effects on animals from sea and land from the pollution. Secondly, I will tell you about how pollution has affected the oceans. And lastly, I will tell you about how much plastic is actually going around the world within the oceans, washing up onto the shore. Now, I would like to begin with telling you about the effects of plastic pollution on animals. Pollution has devastated animals in the sea and on land as well. Animals suffer greatly from pollution. We are damaging their homes and their ways of living. According to Robert Kiner in his article Plastic Pollution, plastics take a toll on a wide range of animals, including cows in India that swallow plastic bags thinking they are food. Whales, seals, seabirds, and other marine animals die after eating floating plastics or becoming entangled in abandoned plastic fishing gear, as well as beverage holders that are made in factories. Fish are a big risk to eat when they have been exposed to such plastics, causing the population of the world to suffer from fish deficiencies and ruining their economies that rely heavily on fishing. I would now like to tell you about the effects on the oceans. Oceans are important to everyone in the world. They are used for travel and also used as resources, but not so efficient when they are polluted. The ocean supplies much of the world's food and oxygen. Today's pollution of plastics and other materials is altering the climate, rising temperatures, and destroying coral reefs and other resources within the oceans. According to Jennifer Weeks in her article, Protecting the Oceans, released in 2014, provided by CQ Researcher, pollution has created dead zones, huge areas in the ocean depleted of oxygen, where little to no sea life can survive. With the damaging of our oceans, we will lose entire sources of food and even lose sources of oxygen. Now I'm going to tell you about how plastic is showing up in the ocean and appearing upon the shores. Plastic pollution is happening every day and is being dumped into the ocean and also appearing on the shoreline, making beaches look horrific. According to Malcolm Ritter in his article Plastic Debris Widespread on the Ocean Surface, released in 2014 by Yahoo News in New York, researchers have estimated that the total amount of floating plastic debris in open ocean waters is at 7,000 to 35,000 tons. This estimate only includes plastics that are visible above water, so we really don't know how much is in the ocean totally and underneath on the ocean floor. Many cities, jurisdictions, and even entire countries have begun to ban, tax, and even regulate plastic bags and other products that are plastic as well. You have heard the many awful things that plastic pollution has caused to our beautiful animals and our oceans. First, I told you about the effects of animals from plastic pollution. Secondly, I told you about the effect on oceans from plastic pollution, and I told you about how plastics is in the oceans and washing up on shores. I truly believe that all of us here today can change our ways and recycle. Then everyone around the world can. We can make a difference. Recycle now or soon, because it just may save our lives and our world.